back on track now. Score still standing 65 to Lincoln, 106 to South Wales. That is Ben Twilly with the start up again. So is that Fenno? It is Fenno.
It is Fenno. And Fenno is out of the pack, and Lee Jammer.
Full complement of blockers back on track. Ben Twilly.
And now Fenno out. 4 points picked up for Lincoln, and he calls the jam.
Now let's see if it continues. Lincoln did start stronger in the first half than they ended. And then they ended strong. The middle bit was right all South Wales. So let's see how it goes this time round. The machinist with the start up against Solly. Machinist tries to slip through the inside. Rounds Johnson. Just can't stay in bounds and upright though. Solly though takes the outside and finds his way through. The machinist bashes his way through Johnston there.
Solly twists and turns into the opposition, and infused by the sounds of Aerosmith, picks up 2 points for Lincoln at the end of that jam.
Farron Samity versus the Saint at the back here. Still got a full complement of blockers on track, and now that I've said it, I've probably jinxed them. Both adopting outside braces. Big offense from Mr. Stabby, but to no avail.
And a track cut penalty for Farron Samity. So now the Saint out of the pack, lead jammer, and a power jam to Lincoln.
I believe Farron Samity thought he had a no pass, no penalty call there. Mr. Stabby, Chevy Chase. And the rest of the South Wales blockers here trying to hold the Saint up. All this offense coming in from Lincoln, just not doing enough. Holy Smith being dragged back. Saint, though, he's still got all 4 blockers to pass. Lincoln aware, Farron Samity coming back on track there, ready for him. Farron Samity straight in, runs the line, can't stay in bounds. The Saint still trying to make his way through though.
So now the Saint twisting and turning, taken to the outside by Matt Lovin. Farron looking to drive those legs against the opposition wall. Neil Holano looking to run interference. Farron taken to the outside and picking up a track cut penalty. He makes his way back to the penalty box.
That was an unfortunate one, and Mr. Stabby actually blocked the Lincoln blocker into Farron Samity, knocking him off track, forcing the cut. But cut track going to the Saints, so we're going to have the jammer switcheroo.
Cut tracks for everybody. So, fire sale.
Switcheroo! I just like saying switcheroo. I think I'm fair with that one. Farron Samity back on, trying to get through rounds. Dickey at the back, stuck though behind Jerry, Smith and Toots. Just stays inbounds and upright. The Saint obviously did go to the bin, so this jam comes to its natural conclusion. Points in it, as Lincoln have dragged back a few more points. 76 players, 106 with 25 minutes on the clock. Fenno with the star against the mechanic. Fenno trying to find some space through the inside. Runs to 3 blockers. Big block to the inside from Ned. There's a 4-hour penalty call on James Clark, who heads to the bin.
So now both jammers being swarmed by the opposition. Fenno taken to the outside and recycled by Lil Jon. And now some space within the melee, but nothing on the inside line. A multiplayer block picked up, and Fenno out of the pack. Lead jammer goes to Lincoln.
There's always that minute when there's a second, when there's a penalty call, everyone kind of stops and waits. Manly Wiggins was the fastest one to react there, but Fennel already taken full advantage. Gets a point from Cool Jamlu, 2 points because there's one in the bin. Actually done. Sully versus Ben Twilly. 3-on-3 for the blockers. Sully again patient. James Clark mixing it up in that Lincoln wall. Sully does get that lead jammer though.
Ben Twilly taken to the inside and looking to put in a blocking shift on Sully. Sully able to avoid the blocking attention, but not able to avoid Neil Halado. A big hit on Neil Halado.
Oh, I saw that happening. So, Purple 661 there has been ejected for an egregious back block. There was no malice or intent, it was just not in control. So his team was reckless, and obviously will play no further part of the game. Which will or may change the complexion. Initially, he was very effective, so let's see if that has much of an impact, because Lincoln here in the middle of quite a good resurgence. I've done very well to get themselves back into this game, so it doesn't have too much of a negative effect on them.
Now making his way to the penalty box, slowly able to escape the blocking attentions of Madley Wiggins out of the pack. As the machinist makes his way around, calls the jam and takes another 5 points for South Wales.
Back on play here, the Mechanic up against the Saint. Mechanic on the shoulder of Johnston, and Joker pulls through a lead. Jammer goes to South Wales.
So Mechanic out of the pack and lead Jammer. The Saint looking to channel the powers of both Val Kilmer and Roger Moore as he fares now trying to close that gap. But the Mechanic now darting inside and outside through the pack and out for 4 points.
Little John there on the offensive blitz for the Mechanic. But they're happy to put their box there. Points in it as South Wales lead Lincoln 123 to 83.
Benno jamming against Ben Twilley. Ben Twilley making some space for himself on the outside. Charges through, takes the jammer for South Wales. Benno loses footing, but straight back up, straight into the opposition. Being held by the combination of Clark and Madly Wiggins, but he is out of the pack despite Madly Wiggins giving chase. Ben Twilly back on the approach and able to make his way around the outside. 4 points and calls the jam.
This one just creeping away from Lincoln here again. They had that lovely resurgence, and it seems to be in the middle of this half. It's creeping away from again. South Wales here just taking the lead, but Solly's back onto jam up against the Machinist.
Well, if you were ever going to make a comeback, the perfect time to do it is whilst the Eye of the Tiger is playing in the background.
It is key to comebacks. It's the most important part of the comeback moment.
Science. Yeah. Science.
Sully, just on track. Sully just can't round his England teammate there, Matt Lovin. Runs the inside line, though this time does make his way through.
And now a big gap on the inside line. The Machinist takes the space and completes his initial pass. Sully trying to stay in bounds. That jam is called for 2 points to Lincoln.
Still taking a lot of business. I think we're going to see a few less skaters as this half continues. Still just very distant play, so we've got about a 42-point differential at the moment.
And Mechanic with a big shoulder barge on the Saint. And now taking on what looks like Tomahawk and Jerry Attrick. Tomahawk picking up a multiplayer block penalty. And now the Mechanic out of the pack and lead jammer followed closely by the Saint. And with just Jerry Outtrick to beat the Mechanic, makes short work of that. He's round out for another 4 points to Wales.
Cool jam when you look there, resisting a lot of offense from Jerry Attrick quite effectively. The cut track been forced on the Saint here. Now the Mechanic's going to be unopposed with this. He's got to get past Geriatric and Dickey.
Clark looks to even the odds there, and the Mechanic out 5 points, picked up for South Wales. And a level change from the Mechanic. Now with just Dickey to get round, and Dickey drawing a track cut on the Mechanic.
Say nearly completed his 30 seconds, or very close to. Oh, Madly Wiggins is tricky.
The elusive Saint able to leave Madly Wiggins in his wake as he's out of the pack. 5 points picked up for Lincoln. Failure to inform, penalty picked up at the death by Dickey. 4 points picked up for Wales, 3 points picked up for Lincoln. The score is currently 90 points to Lincoln. 93 points to Lincoln, 140 points to the South Wales Silures, with just over 15 minutes of gameplay remaining.
47 points, not unassailable, but things still switching back and forth. No real consistency as of yet this half. Ben against Fino here. They're trying to find some stuff. Neil Halada, what the buck mixing up at the back, can't feel anyone out though. Joker at the front, and Fino knocked off by Matt Lovin. Matt Lovin again trying to recover. He's in the middle of a wall of purple. Stumbles down as Neil Halada, and there goes Fino. Ben Twilly, he's still trying to make it out of the pack. Gets past little Joker's shoulder, got Toots, rounds. Oh, not happy about that. There's the blocking to the head there. Gets assessed against Toots. And they're picking up the single. Point.
The Machinist and Solly on the jam line for South Wales and Lincolnshire respectively. South Wales with a 1 blocker advantage.
4-on-3 blocker advantage in favour of South Wales. Machinist out first, Solly barely behind him though, and now in front of him. No point playing around at that stage. Solly is fast.
Yeah, I mean, there was a foot race there. Solly.
There are a few skaters in the UK I would bet in a foot race, an out-and-out foot race against Solly. Very few. With blockers in play, maybe it's a bit more different, but he's speedy. I'll give him that much. Timeout called by Lincoln.
So again, during this timeout, Gay Fawkes would be disappointed if I didn't say raffles and cake.
Raffles and cake. Raffles and cake. And pie.
And pie.
And
other things.
There's some mousse stuff that Dog made, I think, some like Mary Berry mousse cake thing. Someone's been raving about that. Manshake Dog bakes.
You have been raving? You have been raving.
Tip top.
Somebody just did that. Somebody just did that. So that means it's either good or she had 3 of them. Were they good or did you have 3? Both. Column A, column B. Fair enough.
Man-shaped dog. He skates, he lines up the Welsh, he bakes, he wears mismatching mittens. God, that's a tongue twister.
But you got there in the end.
I get there in the end. It takes me a couple of tries.
Dedication is what you need.
I'm a professional speaker after all.
Clearly.
I say professional, no one pays me to do this. I get cake occasionally, that's quite nice. Gazabite with like 11 legs there, up against the mechanic. He's got enough legs for 11. What the buck off rack? Some action heard, it was crazy. Mechanic trying to find some space around the outside, now trying to run through the middle, no space there. The Gazabite nearly slipped through the infield, but couldn't stay inbounds and upright. Everyone dragged back the corners, 1 and 2. Gazabite again runs into What the Buck. Sorry, Neil Halado, sorry. What the Buck is in the sparkly socks.
And back again comes Gazabite with Chevy Chase and Matt Loving for company. And now Neil Halado getting in the mix as well. Both jammers being held at bay. Both jammers pumping those legs against the opposition. Gazabite emerges as lead jammer for Lincoln.
Stash steals the mechanic through. Gazabite goes to the apex. Popped off by a combination of Matt Lovin, Neil Halado, and .46 points as 140 South Wales, 94 to Lincoln. I can maths. Honest. Ben Twilly here against the Saint. 4 on 3 in favour of South Wales.
And Clark right in the middle of that Lincolnshire wall, looking to make a nuisance of himself. The Saint being held at the back of the pack by South Wales. Ben Twilly out, lead jammer goes to South Wales Silures. The Saint still being held at bay, but he finds some space on the inside line. Now Ben Twilly seemingly unnoticed on the inside as he makes his way around. 4 points picked up for South Wales. Tomahawk and Smith looking to make some space for the Saint. Smith picking up the penalty, making his way to the penalty box. Ben Twilly around the hips of Jerry Outtrick. Still has Tomahawk looking to slow him down. Tomahawk loses footing. Ben Twilly out of the pack. 5 more points for South Wales. And again, Ben Twilly able to make his way through that opposition. Another 5 points picked up by Ben Twilly in South Wales Silures. The Saint being held back by Lil Jon.
Star pass looks like it has been completed here to Sully.
So a star pass now, I mean that Sully is your active point scorer. The jam called a back block penalty picked up by Jerry Attrick. 4 points picked up by Ben Twilly and the South Wales Silures. A big jam for Ben Twilly, a big jam for South Wales. The scores now 97 to Lincoln. I'm assuming these are going to change as I'm speaking.
61 points so far.
98 to Lincoln.
60-point jam there.
And 158 to South Wales. So now Feno jamming for Lincoln against Farron Samdi for South Wales. Samdi really pumping those legs against the blocking contingent of Dickey. And what looks like Benno, Samdi out of the pack, and Lee Jammer going to South Wales.
Looks like the loss of Ned has definitely had an impact here, and South Wales has stretched out this lead now. Fenno knocks the ground, runs into Matt Lovin. Chevy Chase in play as well. Just stays, pops his toes off. Matt Lovin happy to drag him back with a smile on his face and a little bit of a shuffle.
Samdi out of the pack, another 5 points for South Wales. Toots running interference and creating a space. Geriatric unable to stop the progress of Farron Samdi. And as Dickey makes his way to the penalty box, that jam is called. 2 points picked up for South Wales. Sully taken to the inside and recycled by Madley Wiggins. Meanwhile, the mechanic looking to carve some kind of space for himself. A big hit from Lil Jon on Sully.
Yeah, Lil Jon, Madley Wiggins and Corjam Luke, each of them have done good work stopping down Sully. But he is out now. Like, of all the jammers you want to go jammer on jammer against, the mechanic's not one I'd pick. Like, even the ones here today, like, he's just so strong, as he shows there by knocking Sully nearly into the first aid.
It's the best place to send him right
yeah, if you're going to hit someone really, really hard on track, send them straight to the first aiders. That's a wise plan.
Saves everyone some time.
But it's not even on track, so we could have continued on either way. 3-on-3, Ben Twilly plays Fino here with Oz. Geriatric with the lateral move to slow down Ben Twilly. Fino trying to find some space at the front. Runs into some strong positional blocking from Neil Holler, but they have to let him go. Here comes the South Wales offense. Peels off Geriatric. Got Ben Twilly on the shoulder of Lil Drummer, and he makes his way through.
And a forearms penalty means that Ben Twilly now not only has 5 points for South Wales, but also a power jam.
Neil Hart and James Clark trying to do something there to break apart that strong Lincoln wall. No dice though. Multiplayer penalty going to Gazabite.
So Ben Twilly around another 5 points picked up by South Wales. Ben Twilly able to escape the blocking attempts of Eves Irvine and Geriatric. Another 5 points for South Wales. Fenno now able to ride the hips and shoulders of Chevy Chase out of the pack. 4 points of his own. Ben Twilly with a 4-point pickup for South Wales. Both Clark and Neil Holano looking to hold Fenno at bay.
Sweeping hip check, just can't knock Fenno off track there from Matt Lovin, but there's the jam. 19 points there for Ben Twilly, plus 6 there for Fino. 80 points in it, as is 104 to 184. That's easy maths. Timeout called by Lincoln. I'm going to go nosy at the penalty boards.
Now I do believe the raffle will be drawn at the second half of the last game, so you still have a chance to put your name in the hat for a dream prize of a blank train ticket, which means you can catch a train to anywhere in the world. You've always wanted to go to Machu Picchu, you've always wanted to go and see the lost cities of gold. Enter the raffle, jump on a train, you can go and see it. You make your dreams come true. Be sure to send us some photos, hey? Yeah.
We got 3 on 5 and 1 on 6. Lots of naughty skaters need to behave themselves. Sully versus the Machinist again. Sully pushed on the back of James Clark. Runs the shoulder of Cordam Young. The Machinist out front. Gazabite on the chase, but has to let him go. Lee Jammer Seuss. The Machinist with the 360 pirouette call off. Farron Samity at the front as well. Johnson picks up a cut track. Low block assessed against Farron Samity though. Power jam here going to the Saint. And Chevy Chase heading to the bin as well. 82 points in it, and Lincoln have that power jam.
Both Matt Lovin and What the Book doing an excellent job of holding the Saints at bay. And now he's on my and Benno looking to make some kind of space for the Saints, but he's still being held by that three-man blocking contingent of Neil Halado, Matt Lovin and What the Book as they continue to slow him right down.
Lincolnshire in here, passive offense is still not very effective.
And now Farron Soundy charging into and through the opposition out of the pack. Farron Soundy with a power jam for South Wales. So now everybody looking to make some space for Farron Soundy as he looks to power past Geriatric and Eves O'Mine. Well, the Book making his way to the penalty box and what I believe was a low block, and now Farron looking for some space on the outside line. A clockwise block picked up by Benno. Farron finding some space behind Eves O'Mine as he takes the inside line, and with it 5 points for South Wales.
Star stash from the Saints sneaks him through with no time to play. South Wales though did pick up 5 points in that jam from a disadvantaged position. So with 1 minute and change left on the clock, score standing at 104 to Lincoln, 191 to South Wales. Little John there knocking Solly off the inside. Full jam Luke and Little John doing what they can to slow down Solly on the infile. Also avoiding any multiplayers as James Clark does his business on the outside of corner one there. Everyone's getting dragged back. Everyone skate back to us. Thanks guys. Ooh, big hit there on What the Buck. Oh! Little John went to draw it and did get... Yeah, that's why you don't shout back to the referees. You go, thank you for the penalty, I will go to the box. It was well drawn penalty. John left the leg out there for Solly to clip.
So the mechanic now with a power jam, so he will spend 1 minute in the penalty box.
It's one of those situations, I mean, I can understand Sully's frustration on that one. John did bait him into that, but as the skater who's in motion, he has to be in control of his limbs. There's a lovely term in combat sports, they say you must be in control of your weapons. Skates in a way, you've got to be in control of where they are. And if you're going to clip someone, even if they have moved into your way, you're still in motion towards them. It is one of those situations. I understand the frustration, but at this stage it's not going to have much of a gameplay impact. We have had a star pass here, by the way, from the mechanic to the most valuable James Clark. Toots trying to edge his way around Little John. Jam comes to its natural conclusion without anyone leaving the pack. All around a minute-long scrum cuddle. That pretty much is going to be your score, unless there's any odd math there. Them is your final score. 191 to South Wales, 104 to Lincoln.